It's really interesting to think of inclusiveness in terms of the cosmic story. And one way to approach it is to think of a widening circle of concern. And this takes place with the fish, actually, like 400 million years ago, when the parents actually began to be concerned about the young enough to protect them. So suddenly that the lives of the young became really important to them, enough to actually sacrifice time and energy to protect them. A lot of fish eat their young, but this was a mutation moment. And then after a certain point, the parents just take off and the fish are on their own. But there is that little moment there of protection. As this develops further into the reptiles, then that concern extends through time longer, so that the mother reptile will care for the young, the snake will wrap around the eggs, keep it warm, and there's a deepening sense of concern. When you get to mammals, it even deepens further in that the concern can actually exist throughout a lifetime, so that a parent and the offspring can remain closely bonded for the rest of their lives. And then we see this with, as you move into the human groups, the hunter-gatherers, the center of concern is that band of, say, 25 to 50 humans. That's the center of the world. That's what really matters. And then the ones outside of that are treated as other or as even enemy. So we lived like that for 200,000 years. Then the day came when we began to settle down, and we began to live in groups of 1,000. So we had the first settled villages. And so now the concern included this entire 1,000 people. That was a new moment of inclusiveness in the human story. Of course, then we get to civilizations, and suddenly you identify and you're concerned with a group of 1 million people. You know, you're all Europeans, or you're all Americans. And we actually live at a moment when we're in the middle of a transition. And the transition we're in is the movement from the nation state as the fundamental focus of our concern to this larger planetary community, not just human, but all the other forms of life as well. So that the universe is, I would say, even shuddering in this transition. And that it's threatening, and there's a lot of fear around this. And so naturally, there is going to be a certain amount of energy about pulling back and putting up barriers. But I don't think the universe will ultimately be denied. The universe wants to develop a larger circle of concern. And one of the fundamental challenges of our time is to find ways to link up and to connect. And you'll see that what's so amazing is that the technology and the social practices are all coming forward at this time to provide ways in which we can begin to work together cooperatively along lines that go beyond the nation state. So we actually are giving birth to another level of community in the human story.